And give me 5 minutes, so then I will start reading. Okay, I'm in some work. So give me 5 minutes. I'll just complete it. I'll be on call. I'll complete it, then start reading. Then uh, read discourses as well. Okay.
No problem. Jai Baba, you want to read seven realities now? You're okay?
Yes. Yes. Now I'm okay.
Okay. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai, please.
Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. The seven realities: existence, love, sacrifice, renunciation, knowledge, control, and surrender. I give no importance to creed, dogma, caste, or the performance of religious ceremonies and rites, but to the understanding of the following. The only real existence is that of the one and only God, who is the self in every finite self. The only real love is the love for this infinity, which is God, which arouses an intense longing to see, know, and become one with its truth, God. The only real sacrifice is that in which, in pursuance of this love, all things body, mind, position, welfare, and even life itself are sacrificed. The only real renunciation is that which abandons, even in the midst of worldly duties, all selfish thoughts and desires. The only real knowledge is the knowledge that God is the inner dweller in good people and in so called bad, in saint and in so called sinner. This knowledge requires you to help all equally as circumstances demand without expectation of reward. When compelled to take part in a dispute, to act according to act without the slightest trace of enmity or hatred, to try to make others happy without with brotherly or sisterly feeling for each one, and to harm no one in thought, word, or deed, not even those who harm you. The only real control is the discipline of the senses to abstain from indulgence in low desires, which alone ensures absolute purity of character. The only real surrender is that in which poise is undisturbed by any adverse circumstance, and the individual amidst every kind of hardship is resigned with perfect calm to the will of God. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai.
Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Thank you.
Jai.
And yeah, you can take a break or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
You let me
I'll
know
be
when
on
you're
call.
ready. I'll start reading first.
I will let you know. I will let you know.
Sure, sure. No issues, no issues. I know you may have to head to work also. So you let me know once you're
Yeah, yeah,
comfortable.
sure.
So, yeah, let me just pull up where we are. We start a new theme, the last theme of this round of discourses. We get into meditation. There are just 8 parts in meditation. And the first one is the nature of meditation and its conditions. So, meditation is a path to cut through the limitations of mind. There's a typo here. General outline of meditation can be anticipated. I think it must be can be anticipated. Let's check it. Intelligent meditation sustained by interest, meditation and concentration, silence and seclusion, value of darkness, posture for the meditation, importance of the spot, posture, and R. Meditation should be joyous, collective meditation, emergence of disturbing thoughts, technique for dealing with disturbing thoughts. So, looks like a straightforward first introduction to what meditation is. With that out of the way, let's start with the read itself. Here we are. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Meditation, Part 1. The nature of meditation and its conditions. Meditation, a path cut through limitations of mind. I believe it should be meditation, a path to cut through. Yeah. Meditation may be described as a path that the individual cuts for himself while trying to get beyond the limitations of the mind. If a person caught in the tangles of a thick forest tries to get out into the open, his efforts to break through the encircling impediments will leave behind the marks of his journey. By the study of these marks, an observer would be able to describe the path he traversed in his attempt to come out into the open. The movements of one who comes out of the forest are different in principle from those of a railway engine, for instance, which moves along rails already laid on the course it is to take. The individual is not following a ready-made path. The path becomes imprinted after he has traversed it. In the same way, the person who finds himself drawn into deep meditation is really grappling with the spiritual problems he faces and not merely trying to follow a rigid course that already exists in his mental makeup. The development of meditation can nevertheless be anticipated and outlined by those who have direct insight into the particular contours of the mind of an individual, in the same way that one who has a thorough acquaintance with the details of the constitution of the Earth's solidified crust may, in general, expect the outburst of a volcano in one region rather than another. When the surging powers in the bowels of the earth are trying to burst out, they are bound to take the line of least resistance, and their actual passage will be dependent largely upon the nature of the surroundings with which they are confronted. The difference between volcanic forces and the spiritual urge is that the former are unconscious, while the latter is a conscious phenomenon. Intelligence plays an important part in the course of meditation, and it is this intelligence that is kindled by a perfect master who gives the aspirant a few simple suggestions about what kinds of things he has to do or expect in his meditations. So, in the first paragraph, it's basically compared to someone walking out through the forest making a path for himself. And in the next, he says that you can expect, I mean, there is a role for the perfect master, and intelligence plays an important part in the course of meditation. To continue further, intelligent meditation sustained by interest. Meditation has often been misunderstood as a mechanical process of forcing the mind upon some idea or object. Most people naturally have an aversion to meditation because they experience great difficulty in attempting to coerce the mind in a particular direction or to pin it down to one particular thing. Any purely mechanical handling of the mind is not only irksome, but is bound ultimately to be unsuccessful. The first principle aspirants have to remember is that the mind can be controlled and directed in meditation only according to laws inherent in the makeup of the mind itself, and not by means of the application of any mechanical or semi-mechanical force. Many persons who do not technically meditate are oftentimes found to be deeply and intensely engrossed in systematic and clear thinking about some practical problem or theoretical subject. Their mental process is, in a sense, very much like meditation, inasmuch as the mind is engrossed in intense thinking about a particular subject to the exclusion of all other irrelevant things. Meditation is often easy and spontaneous in such mental processes because the mind is dwelling upon an object that it is interested in and that it increasingly understands. Okay, any thoughts, any questions? I think it's setting the stage clearly. The spiritual tragedy about ordinary trains of thought is that they are not directed toward things that really matter. On the other hand, the object of real meditation always has to be carefully selected and must be spiritually important. It has to be some divine form or object or some spiritually significant theme or truth. In order to attain success in meditation, the mind must not only get interested in divine subjects or truths, but must also begin trying to understand and appreciate them. Such intelligent meditation is a natural process of the mind, and since it avoids the monotonous rigidity and regularity of mechanical meditation, it becomes not only spontaneous and inspiring, but easy and successful. So, yeah, I think those of us who have done some sort of meditation in the past will be able to relate to what is being said here. So you cannot do something mm, just for the sake of doing or just in a mechanical way, but with the rightful object, with a particular structure and a spiritual goal intertwined into the meditation. The success is obviously rewarding. Next one is meditation and concentration. Meditation should be distinguished from concentration. Meditation is the first stage of a process that gradually develops into concentration. In concentration, the mind seeks to unite with its object by the process of fixing itself upon that object. Whereas meditation consists in thorough thinking about a particular object to the exclusion of every other thing, sorry. In concentration, there's particularly no movement of the mind, but in meditation, the mind moves from one relevant idea to another. In concentration, the mind merely dwells upon some form or a pithy and concise formula without amplifying it through a succession of ideas. In meditation, the mind tries to understand and assimilate the object by dwelling upon diverse attributes of the form or various implications of the formula. In concentration as well as in meditation, there is a peaceful intermingling of love and longing for the divine object or principle on which the mind dwells. And both these activities are very different from the merely mechanical processes that have rigid regularity and unrelieved monotony. This is the key point that's made here. Concentration is where you just stick to one thought or an idea and just dwell on it completely. Whereas meditation is where you move in and around a particular idea, but explore all facets of it, right? So I think that's a key difference. I continue. Persons with no capacity for whereas for those who have a capacity for concentration, meditation is unnecessary. It is sufficient if they concentrate on the mere form of the God-man or a man-god or on some simple formula like I am neither the gross body nor the subtle body nor the mental body. I am the Atma, soul. Okay,
So
silence
Karthik,
and yeah,
sorry. Karthik, so now
yeah.
uh, if we just make a gist of what you have read till now,
Mhm.
uh, so what he was trying to say is, because I'm just saying because to know if I'm understanding the right or not.
Sure.
What he was trying to say is, mechanical way of meditation, which is by saying that I mean that sitting and trying to concentrate on a particular object despite not having any interest in it or despite not having a zeal or what you call in a zeal towards it will
Mhm.
naturally will not give results. So select a subject which is interesting to you and meditate on that. And selecting the
Yes,
subject
yes.
which is divinely importance will
I
give you a
think the
spiritual
second,
gain.
yes, the
Yeah.
second one is what is more important. Yes. So
So
again, the
selecting the
focus of the meditation.
should yeah. So the
So
first thing sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Actually, your voice is breaking for me. Yes, that's why
Oh,
I'm
okay.
audible,
Please go
right?
ahead. Yeah, you are very
Okay.
clearly audible. Yeah.
Sure, sure. So to get like to know that you are successful in meditation, like as is mentioned in that initial paragraph, uh, sometimes when we are reading a particular topic or when we are working on a particular topic, obviously we so dwell into that we'll not even hear what someone if someone is calling us. So that is what he's saying as the meditation. So select a subject which you are more interested s- uh, and do that, so you'll know what is a meditation. Once you know what is a meditation, replace the subject with a spiritually important topic such that your meditation will have a spiritual importance. So like taking a topic or concentrate upon a spiritual being like a avatar or a
Man, God, or
prophet.
God. Yes.
Yeah. So that's what there is the after that there was one more paragraph what you read. What was that? I forgot actually. If you go up,
Yeah,
just
just go on.
uh,
The difference between meditation and
yeah.
concentration.
So here I have a small doubt, or clarify me my understanding. So he's saying concentration is the next step of meditation, isn't it? So once you start
No, no,
meditating,
no,
you
no. He's
what
contrasting the two. I think he's
contra
just
okay.
contrasting the two. Concentration is limited to thinking about a particular concept or object, only continuously dwelling upon that. Whereas meditation is you explore all facets of that idea and freely let the mind flow, but all around a particular idea. So it's not like you're letting 1,000 thoughts in 10 minutes, but exploring all the avatars, exploring the like the beautiful para we just read. I am neither the gross body, nor the subtle body,
Yeah.
nor the mental body. I am the Atma. So keep thinking about this and dwelling upon this larger, broader idea and explore the boundaries and contours of that. Whereas if you just take one mantra and keep repeating it, that's more
Mm.
closer to concentration as per Baba in the previous paragraph. So he says you can take a formula. Where is it? In concentration, the mind merely dwells upon some form or a pithy and concise formula without amplifying it through a succession of ideas. In meditation, the mind tries to understand and assimilate the object by dwelling upon diverse attributes of the form or various implications of the formula. So, to take the same example for both. So, formula or
I
idea is explored further.
I understood. So it means that, for example, we read a particular topic in discourses where we got interest in it. So we when we say we meditate on it, we think of it so deeply that we to understand how to understand how that paragraph in a particular paragraph of Baba's discourses is relatable to life, how it actually happens. We think of it, and we go from one place to another, one situation to another. So that is what is a succession of ideas that flows uh, through a topic of meditation, isn't it?
Yes, correct. From a core, you go on exploring and broadening and expanding that idea to more and more and dwell upon it continuously.
Yes. Okay.
Good
Fine.
summary of what we read till now. Very good.
Okay. Thank you. I will start from here. Karthik.
Sure. So you can start from the subsection silence and seclusion. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Any other thoughts
Silence.
from the others? Any reactions to what the summary and discussion that me and Praveen had just now?
Yeah, I mean, what we are saying is trying to develop a deep understanding of a topic is actually meditation. You know, just one subject, and you try to go deep and dive and see the application around of that idea, or
Hmm.
a guide from Baba. You know, like selfless service could be a point of meditation. Violence could be a point of meditation. The
Hmm.
the qualities of aspirant would be a point of meditation. I understood it like that. Yeah. Okay, Baba.
Correct.
Okay.
Very true. Thank you. Continue, Praveen.
Sure. Thank you. Jai Baba. Silence and seclusion. Meditation is essentially an individual matter in the sense that it is not for self-display in society, but for one's own spiritual advancement. Utter isolation of individual from social surroundings is almost always conducive to the unhampered practice of meditation. The ancient yogis took to mountain tops or caves in search of complete seclusion. Great quiet and undisturbed silence are essential for attaining success. However, it is not necessary for a person to go to the mountains or caves in search of these conditions. Even in cities, a little care and trouble can secure for the aspirant the quiet silence and seclusion necessary to facilitate and promote progress in the different forms of meditation. This is just saying that you need to be like you should be secluded to attain the better fruits of meditation. That doesn't mean that you should leave the city and go away. If you apply your mind and select a place within the city or within where you are living, select a place and time and situations, and in such a way that you are not disturbed during the period of your meditation.
Correct. The two specific things are silence and seclusion. Silence referring
Seclusion.
to having not being in a noisy place, and seclusion is being away from others. But then there are more. We saw the subtopics, right? Posture, time. We'll get to all of
Yes,
that in the subsequent
we'll come
paragraphs.
to that. We'll come to that.
Yes. Yeah.
Next topic, next subtopic, value of darkness. Darkness or closing one's eyes is not absolutely necessary for meditation. If the aspirant is face to face with object of meditation, he may have a successful meditation even when his eyes are open. But in most cases, getting away from all gross sight and sound is more conducive to intensive meditation. To secure complete external silence involves careful selection of the spot for meditation, but one has only to close one's eyes in order to protect the mind from the disturbance of sights. Sometimes, when there is light, closing the eyes is not sufficient to ward off all visual simulation. Then it is advisable to start meditation in complete darkness. Darkness normally promotes progress in meditation.
Have you observed
So,
this? Anybody? If you sit in a lit up room and close your eyes, there is still possibility of disturbance / distraction. Whereas you just switch off the lights and sit in the same room, this can be in daytime or in, I mean, all that's being referred to is the closed eyes can also be impacted by light around you.
yes, I will give some small trivia behind the personal experience, just for understanding. Now, uh, sitting in a like the first point was silence and seclusion, and the second point here Baba referring is darkness, which and he also clearly mentioned in the last line that darkness normally promotes progress in meditation. I never knew this earlier, that's why. So, if when we close our eyes, there is there is always this the imprints of the lights that come. Uh, uh, so we automatically our mind dwells upon those imprints of lights because I many times gone on those instead of started concentrating on those imprints of lights. Actually, it happened with me many times. Not only many times, even happens now also. So, but I never knew this darkness concept. So I think this would help. I should try.
So tell me about the meditation you do. That's a good point. I am not a regular meditator.
No, no. Okay. I'm also not a regular meditator. Was not a regular meditator. It's only with Baba's grace. Like 1 or 2 months ago, I started doing it. Like the same meditation topic is there in the supplement of God Speaks. So it has similar paragraphs also, not all these paragraphs, but some of the paragraphs, I think. So there it was mentioned that the divine topic that can be selected for meditation is divine theme. Baba's
Yes.
suggested for divine theme. So I started reading and based in the same way like the Baba has said, like initially I'm in the stage of initially seeing and reading them, reading through everything, the entire first to last of the divine theme
Divine theme.
in here. I generally do it in the early in the morning, so that no disturbance and it is a calm environment. And also, Baba suggested that either early or evening would be a better time to do. And whenever I have a chance to, like, whenever I sit through Baba, like sometimes we offer food to Baba in the when this, even the 5 minutes I sit before him, uh, I just dwell through the entire topic of this divine theme. I close my eyes and dwell to the entire topic of divine theme. So this is what I'm trying of it. And
Interesting.
sometimes with the, that's what, as I said earlier, with the topics that we have in the what you call this discourses and the varied topics, like there are many topics and interrelated topics. So when I come across a topic which I feel this has a relation to other topic, I read both of them and try to understand the relation between those two in the same way how I do this. Uh, so this is how I've been trying only most recently. Baba's helping me a lot, and it's me who's still, as I was saying, I'm still. Sometimes it will be successful. Sometimes in halfway, your mind just moves to some other topic or however it is. But divine theme is really a good topic. Which why like of late, in sense, when we do daily the same divine theme topic, the understanding that Baba is giving to me is how the nature actually come into existence. Uh, how
Creation.
the change in, yeah, sorry, yeah, sorry, creation.
No,
How
that's
the
what
change in
creation.
form
Yeah.
is happening. How the change in form has happened. Because see, sanskaras are the backbone for the creation, but for the consciousness. It is all evolvement of consciousness, right? So we through the various forms, the consciousness evolves. So how sanskaras contribute to this consciousness is a is one of the important topic which actually through meditation, I'm not saying I understood everything, but I'm getting some light on it. Like I'm getting it, like intelligently understanding. Now I'm convinced with Baba's readings. There is no need for me to get intelligently convinced, intelligent understanding of it, because I'm convinced of it. But doing meditation is giving some kind of intelligent conviction. I don't know how it will help, but it is giving. But I am completely relying on Baba, so it will surely help in our path, and surely he will give someday the insight of how it will help on the path also. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah,
Correct.
Very good. Very good. Very
I
good.
think
Very.
yes, we need to transcend from knowing it intellectually to realize it or know it naturally. So the concentration will help. When we read and try to understand, basically intellectually we understand this is the architecture, but are we in a natural way convinced of that idea, or having that knowledge can come through this process? Yeah, that's what you're trying to
yes,
do. That's great. Yeah, Jai Baba.
Very good. Very good.
yes,
Very good. Keep
correct,
it
correct.
up, and then keep giving us two things. One, motivation, and tell us how you are continuing the streak to put more pressure on us. Right. So please, let's continue.
Sorry. I should also say that for last 5 to 6 days I couldn't do because of various reasons. But anyhow, Baba surely will help again. Thank you.
Sure. I'm sure he will.
Posture for meditation, the next subtopic. Yeah. With regard to posture, there are no fixed rules. Any posture that is comfortable may be adopted, so long as it contributes to the alertness of the mind and does not induce sleep. The posture should not involve any physical tension or pain because it would then draw attention to the body itself. The body should therefore be completely relaxed as when going to sleep, but the usual position taken in sleep should be avoided because of its tendency to induce sleep. When the body has assumed a convenient and suitable posture, it is helpful to think of the head as the center of the body. Let me read this point again. When the body has assumed a convenient and suitable posture, it is helpful to think of the head as the center of the body. When the head is regarded as the center, it is easier to forget the body and to fix one's attention on the object of meditation. The last two lines, we sing the last line, when the head is regarded as the center, it is easier to forget the body and fix one's attention on the object of meditation. Any further explanation anyone can give on it? Because I could digest this last line.
So I think
I could
it's just that your focus and attention of our general perception, or rather our general awareness, tends to center around our body. What Baba is saying is, when you're meditating, try to keep the head as the center, and with that, you have an advantage of trying to remove the focus from the gross body and try to look more at the focus of what you're thinking about as the object of your meditation. That's what I take away from this.
Okay.
Yeah, practically also, if you focus on your breath as a start of meditation, so we have breath focus is on in your head area, right? So that I think all of us have that experience. Yeah.
Yes.
With the Vipassana method. Yeah.
Okay. Fine. I will also try to meditate on this topic as well. Let's see. Importance of fixing spot posture are. It is desirable that the aspirant should maintain the same posture for each meditation. The previous associations the posture has with his meditations endow it with a special capacity to induce and facilitate similar meditations. When the body has assumed the chosen posture, it is constantly under the subconscious suggestion that it must no longer obtrude upon consciousness and that it has to serve the purpose of meditation. Choosing the same spot and a fixed hour also has a salutary effect. Hence, the aspirant must be serious about resorting to an identical place, posture, and hour. The choice of the spot also involves consideration of the spiritual associations and possibilities of the spot. Special importance is attached to meditating in holy places where the masters themselves have lived or meditated. So there is importance to spot, posture, and hour. Like same posture, same hour, same spot, but the spot should be selected intelligently again.
But remember the earlier paragraph where Baba is also very practical, saying that you need not go to the Himalayas. Spiritually important place will give you more benefit when you're meditating. But you can meditate
Yeah,
anywhere where you're able to derive comfort and basically make a secluded spot which is dark, preferably. And it could be in
yeah.
the cities specifically, he says that.
He said that, yes.
Yeah.
So he said post, you select your own posture. That's what he said. But when you want to you select it and select and stick on to that posture, isn't it?
Correct.
That's what.
Yes, yes.
And also, special importance
Place.
is given to the
Yeah.
place where. Sorry, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Special importance is given to the place where masters themselves meditated, because that place obviously should have had some not should have had that place obviously has a special importance which helps in when you meditate, but we can't have it on daily basis. That's
Exactly. So I was just thinking,
Baba
what will
meditated.
people like you and you and me will do, Praveen. Where will I go
Sorry?
finding a place? I was wondering where you and me will go to find a place that where spiritually is spiritually charged here. Okay.
No,
Anyway.
actually, this place is already charged, I think.
Wow. Why do you
I,
say that?
I have the feel that this place is already spiritually charged. I have this feel. I don't know. It's true or not.
Maybe you're charging it. Kama came to
No,
Dubai and said it's dubious, not at all charged. It's not a. He has, and I agree with him. Honestly, I don't feel that way about this. This where I am. Yeah.
yeah, because
Anyway,
Baba has put
that's
me in this place. It has some importance. That's what it is.
wonderful.
Sorry, I think your voice is not coming to me.
I said wonderful perspective. Very, very nice looking at things.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Okay, I'm going to the next topic. And so next paragraph, it is in the same, it's in the same subtopic, I think. Importance of
Subtopic, yeah.
fixing the spot, posture, and heart.
Place posture.
The, yeah. The place, posture, and hour of meditation all have their relative importance, which varies according to the peculiarities and history of the individual. Okay. A master therefore often gives different instructions to each disciple to suit the individual case. However, when meditation has become habitual through constant practice, adherence to a fixed place, posture, or time can be dispensed with, and the aspirant can carry on his meditation at any time under any conditions, even when he is walking. He may be inwardly absorbed in meditation. So, this is the higher levels. Like once you reach to that level, then you can do it at any place, even while walking, sleeping, or whatever it is.
Correct. And I think for that also he gives a reason, right? So it the previous associations the posture has with the meditation endow it with a special capacity to induce and facilitate similar meditation. So it's basically our we are used to a certain formula, and if you reproduce the formula, the result will automatically happen mechanically, portion of it mechanically. So you're creating those conditions to improve the outcome. That's all.
Correct. Understood. Yes. I'm going to the next subtopic. Meditation. Meditation should be joyous. Meditation should not be approached with a heavy heart, as if one were taking castor oil. One has to be serious about meditation, but not grave or melancholy. Humor and cheerfulness not only do not interfere with the progress of meditation, but actually contribute to it. Meditation should not be turned into a distasteful and tiresome thing. The aspirant should freely allow himself the natural joy that is attendant upon successful meditation without getting addicted to it. Meditation should be something like a picnic on the higher planes, like excursions into new and beautiful natural surroundings. Meditation brings with it a sense of enthusiasm, adventure, peace, and exhilaration. Exhilaration. All thoughts of depression, fear, or worry have to be cut out completely if there is to be real successful meditation. This is a real good para because he's saying that treat you should treat meditation as if you're going to a picnic or you're watching a movie, and the movie it's not prescripted, it just runs in your head. You think of the topic, just start meditating on the topic, and I think Baba will run the movie for us, and you should enjoy it. Probably.
Right.
I'm going to the next subtopic, collective meditation. Though meditation is essentially an individual matter, collective meditation has its own advantages. If different aspirants who are in harmony with each other take to the same line of meditation together, their thoughts have a tendency to augment and strengthen each other. This is particularly noticeable when disciples of the same master are collectively engaged in meditating upon their master. If collective meditation of this type is to yield its full advantage, each aspirant who participates must be concerned with the course of his own meditation and not with what the others of the group are doing. Though he starts his meditation in the company of others, he has to lose himself in the object of his meditation. He has to be entirely oblivious of the whole world, including his body, and he has to be exclusively cognizant of the object agreed upon before the beginning of the meditation. When intelligently handled, collective meditation can be immense help to the beginners, while advanced aspirants can carry on by themselves. Anything to discuss or any line to be
When you do
reread?
it, actually, the beginning part is okay, but ultimately the journey is solitary, and nobody can, lend his or her hand to pull you up into the path. So it is a solitary journey in any case. But when you do meditation as a group, during the beginning, because the everybody is of the same, same focus, so that helps. But once you start doing it, this is your own thing. That's
So
what.
that's a contradiction in itself, in the sense that if anyway it's an individual journey, what is
Yeah.
the benefit of the collective?
See, when I do it alone, that see, when you do a thing in a group, there is a better motivation actually to begin. Running anything that you do alone needs a huge amount of motivation. But when you do it in a group, then it becomes a bit easier, that way.
True. What
Yeah.
just came to my mind
Yes,
also
yes.
was that
Because others are doing, the timing is there. Everybody must be waiting. Everybody must be thinking where I am. I mean, on a practical sense, if we talk, we have to start at 5, and I have not come, so people will ask me. So I definitely will go at 5 and join the whole group.
peer pressure.
So in the beginning, whatever days or months or a year, whatever time, it is good. Then after that, once you start doing it, it is your own journey. Once that becomes a habit, till you become habituated to be doing it, till this time this is useful. After that, it is your own journey. That's it looks like. Yeah, Baba.
Jai Baba,
Yeah,
Sanjay ji is saying real good thing actually. That's really correct actually. The group starts giving you the motivation and inspiration. And you should take the motivation and inspiration and you should continue. That's correct actually. Because this group specifically MBA should have given motivation, inspiration to many like
It's
for me
it
it's really
sets a routine.
true. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it sets a routine in you. Your body
correct.
clock and other those kinds of things, which are there. I mean, we have to accept that fact. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. True.
well, that's a very practical level. An insight that came to me as we
Yeah.
were reading this contrasting concept, one of individual journey but benefit by doing it collectively, is that probably the unity of one and all is discovered and recognized by the soul deeply when you do it together, right? So that's probably something we unconsciously imbibe when we do it like that. So if you look
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
all masters and all meditative practices, there is emphasis on group activities, right? So in
Yes. Yes. Yes.
that the vibes, the energies unconsciously help lift up your own individual effort as well. Effort is individual,
Yeah. Yeah.
progress is
Yeah. Yeah.
individual,
Yeah.
but
Absolutely.
the unity of one and all is underlined in that group effort more
Yeah.
visibly and powerfully.
Yes.
Yeah.
The point which you have just made, Karthik, is really powerful. I never thought of it also, but it's really powerful. And I think what you're saying really makes
Yeah,
sense
it never
also.
hit me also. It never hit me also till now.
Yeah.
That's what I think that's the bigger benefit which we should exploit,
Yeah.
right? Because
Because
you
your
just
mind,
discover, yeah, your mind
yeah,
discovers, your soul discovers that you are the same in the others, and all are aligned. Now, achieving that without closing your eyes with just 10 people in a group is what we try to do in corporate and or in meetings or in discussions. There's only so far you can go. When you sit with 10 people, close your eyes and think of a common thing led by a common master, maybe the group impact on the individual, I mean, the group effort impact on the individual is at a different degree. And gradually, the importance of that is lesser because you can make your individual progress after that. But on the initial days, it's very, very important.
Mm. It's a good point. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Emergence. So the next topic is emergence of disturbing thoughts. In ordinary thinking, the uninterrupted flow of relevant train of ideas is common. But when the mind sets itself to systematic meditation, there is inevitably a reactionary tendency for irrelevant and contrary thoughts to emerge and create disturbances. This is the law of the mind, and the aspirant should not be upset by the appearances in the consciousness of many contrary and unwholesome thoughts that had hitherto never made their appearance. Meditation involves bringing the subconscious contents of the mind to the forefront of consciousness. Like the conjurer who summons into existence many strange and unexpected things, the process of meditation invites many absurd and unwanted thoughts. The aspirant must expect and be prepared for all these disturbing thoughts and should exercise inexhaustible patience with unshakable confidence that ultimately all these disturbances will be overcome. Technique for dealing with disturbing thoughts. The last but not least important condition for attaining success in meditation is adoption of the right technique for handling disturbing thoughts and mental influences. It is useless to waste energy by trying to combat and repress disturbing thoughts directly. Any such attempt involves giving further attention to them, and they feed upon the very attention given for the purpose of repressing them, thereby being further strengthened and confirmed in the thereby being further strengthened and confirmed in the consciousness. It is best to ignore them and turn to the object of meditation as early as possible without attaching any undue importance to the disturbing factors. By recognizing the irrelevance and worthlessness of disturbing thoughts and relative value and importance of the object of meditation, it becomes possible to let the disturbing thoughts die through sheer neglect, thus making the mind permanently steady in the object of meditation. So he's saying that obviously we'll get many disturbing thoughts, many things which are really unwanted and very filthy thoughts also. What he's saying is that don't concentrate on them, let them pass by. You concentrate only on the object of your meditation. You'll get success.
Yeah. I'm reminded of the spiritual story where a disciple is asked to not think of a mango, right? And every time he sits down and does anything, he thinks only of mango, right? So something like that, right? So these thoughts will come, but unnecessarily focusing just on repression of that thought or banishing of that thought from the meditative process is only going to increase and indulge in that thought more. So we have to learn to, and I think over practice we will get better at this. You will have to learn to just ignore that thought and come back to the core meditative concept that you're focusing on, a meditation concept that you're focusing on.
And he's saying that these thoughts are like manifestation of your subconscious, isn't it? These are lying in the subconscious, they are coming out, something
They're
else.
just coming up. Yeah. They just come into the surface. Yeah. So all
So,
of it is like
can we-
that, right? So all of it is basically any thought that comes to your mind is basically surfacing from
Yeah.
subconscious.
Correct, correct. So it is like uh, mental sanskara centers.
What is that?
Mental sanskaras manifesting
Mhm.
through that.
I would say that, I mean, it's just at the level of thought, right? It need not be sanskaras yet. I would say that it's just thoughts. Sanskaras are the next level. If you indulge in a thought, it could lead to a sanskara. That's my understanding. By the way, did
Oh.
anybody get a chance to listen to that talk on sanskaras and
I listened. I've gone through it. I've gone through it. It was good.
it was
Really
good,
good.
right? Yeah,
Really
very
good.
good. Yeah,
Even I
really
forwarded
good.
it to some of my friends also.
Very nice, very nice. Good.
Very
I
nice.
really enjoyed myself really listening to that. Yes.
Karthik, I have a comment to make.
Sure, please.
So, from maybe this is my interpretation, the summary of what we read, is that it all depends on how serious you are about the object of your meditation. Okay. So for us, for example, who have a spiritual master, Meher Baba, obviously the most natural thing is to meditate on him. We can meditate on his physical being. We can meditate on some of his words that our heart can connect to, or we can repeat his name, which is best of all. But, so in order for us to be really super focused on the object of meditation as Meher Baba or our master, Baba has given us some baby steps as well. That naturally, doing it naturally every day, every moment, every opportunity you get can get you ready for this kind of meditation that Baba is talking about. So when he says, remember me, remember everything that you see, remember me. If you see the ocean, remember me, Baba. Pink color, pink coat, Baba. Long hair braid in the back, Baba. Sadra, Baba. Like that. So we are actually very privileged compared to ordinary people that we're almost halfway there. So for us, meditation on Baba should be much, much easier, and depends on your day. If you have had a very rough day where your mind has been super active and this and that, I would just do some breathing in the beginning and try to quiet my mind before I actually do the meditation. They call it priming. We can do some priming just to get ready for the meditation. So, eventually everybody has their own style. What may work for me may not work for you, Kartik, or for others. It's very individualized in a way. It's an individualized effort. That's how I see it. Jai Baba.
We're going through the guidebook, but yes, you have to make your own interpretation and go from there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Baba
So
actually will help everyone in a way that they will benefit. He starts internally to us, right? He speaks to the heart. So he'll just have different messages to different people.
true. We can rotate the reading as we go into the second part. Anybody wants to do some? Nomita, are you in a position to read? Random. Is that Nomita? I think it is. NB. Otherwise, it's Ashish. You can read. How are you feeling? Are you much better?
Yeah, I'm better now.
You were unwell. Yeah. You were unwell.
So next
Please.
is
We can do a short meditation towards the end of the reading. That one I can lead.
Okay, sure.
Thank
Let's
you.
do that.
Jai Baba.
Ashish ji, over to you. Part
Yep.
2.
yes, part 2, the chief types of meditation and their relative value. Subtype is types of meditation classified by 3 principles. Meditation is of different types, which can be conveniently distinguished from each other on the basis of 3 distinct principles. 1. The function meditation performs in spiritual advancement. Second, the part of personality that is predominantly brought into play during the process of meditation. Or third, the items of experience it tries to understand. Any one of these 3 principles can be adopted for the classification of the different types of meditation. The last principle will be used while giving a detailed account of the different forms of meditation, as it is most suitable for enumerative purposes. This part will make use of the first 2 principles, as they are helpful in different ways in explaining the relative value of the various forms of meditation. Next subtopic, associative and dissociative meditation. With reference to the first principle, meditation has to serve the purpose of associating consciousness with the eternal truth and of dissociating consciousness from the false and unimportant things of the phenomenal world. There thus arise 2 types of meditation. Associative meditation predominantly involves the synthetic activity of the mind, in bracket anvaya, and dissociative meditation predominantly involves the analytic activity of the mind, in bracket vyatireka. Associative meditation may be illustrated by the formula I am infinite, and dissociative meditation may be illustrated by the formula I am not my desires. Through associative meditation, the aspirant tries to unite with the spiritual idol as mentally constructed by him. Through dissociative meditation, the aspirant tries to separate himself from the conditions that come to him as anti-spiritual. Associative meditation is a process of assimilation of the essential of spiritual life. Dissociative meditation is a process of elimination of those factors that prevent the life of the spirit. I think we need to go down a little bit. Yeah. Associative meditation.
Sorry, I was talking on mute.
think-
And yeah, I
Yeah.
wanted to understand this difference a little bit. Anybody wants to comment or explain what
thought
they
is just coming. Yeah, just thought is just coming to my mind is, suppose you have some kind of grain which has got some trash, stones or whatever. One way is to remove the trash, other way is to remove the grain. So it's like the first one is removing the grain, the second one is removing the trash. So either way, you can clean that mixture.
Okay.
I think something very simple that came to my mind.
Yeah, that's
one
a
thing
good
you eliminate,
analogy.
second one is elimination, first one is assimilation. You pick up the right things or what grain you want from the trash. Yeah. From the mixture, not a trash, from a mixture. Yeah.
So I think it is basically basically through meditation, you have to associate, like your soul has to associate itself with its real self. So what is that stopping your soul to get associated with your real self is your sanskaras. So as Sanjay ji said, uh, that in both these ways it can be done. I think what he's saying makes sense, but I think you still think on it, whether it is
Yeah.
what it has been mentioned
Yeah.
or
One
any
one
other.
thing is I am this, I am this, I am this. Other one is I am not
So,
this, I am not this, I am not this. So it's just two different approaches.
So
ultimate
the
goal of meditation
famous
is
Kamaji should
yes,
come in actually. He is keeping silence on this. That's not
no,
that's
the
not permitted.
famous neti is the
Yeah.
eliminative aspect. The other one is
Yeah,
the
yeah. Aham
inclusive
Brahmasmi.
aspect of infinity. Correct. Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. Yeah. Kamadi.
The regular meditators are not
Jai
speaking.
Baba,
They
yeah,
are in
give
meditation.
me some time.
Okay.
Well,
Please
you know
come
what?
in.
Real. See, I was just looking for the discourses book now. The thing is that basically, I've done Kriya Yoga and Vipassana practice where it involves meditation is a technique, right? It's a tool. There are many different types of meditation. Karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga is also called meditation. But here, meditation is about focus and concentration, right? About focusing on a particular form, the personal form or impersonal form of God. So, associative meditation and dissociative meditation, I am this, I'm not the body. Dissociative is like, I'm not the body, I'm not the body. You can say that. And associative meditation is you are identifying with the self. Like as Baba said, you and I are not we but one. I am God conscious, you are in the process. So, initially, for meditation, you need to have a personal form of God, your guru or whatever. You focus on that because the guru is a manifestation of God. He's pure. So, whenever you concentrate on that, that is a form of associative meditation where you're basically, trying to focus on the attributes of that particular meditation. You're more about the formless self, which I think is not for everybody. For most people, you have to start with associative meditation, that is personal meditation, and then the impersonal meditation comes later. Like so,
I
this is my
think that's
understanding,
another
and I will.
classification. Kama, that's another classification. The personal impersonal is coming up once we get to the table. This is a
Okay.
specific disassociative and associative. And by the way, the next para would
Yes.
probably throw more light, and then we can get back
Then
to
we
it.
can
But
try to yes. We'll
yes,
try to
yes,
after you read the personal and impersonal, then you can probably summarize it better.
relate. Yeah,
Okay, Bob.
yeah.
Yeah. I think because what
Ashish.
Kama is saying is really makes sense. Even he's actually really bringing good relation between personal, impersonal, and associative, dissociative, which is really making sense.
No, but they are two different things, right? So, personal.
Yeah.
So, personal is the form, right? And impersonal is the formless. Now, at a level, you can compare it to, like you said, the grain and the shaft, right? Or the infinity and the neti. But what I'm trying to say is this is a very academic understanding of meditation. And in that academic approach, let's first understand this aspect, disassociative and associative, and then get to, anyway, we will get to personal and impersonal. But let's see if this paragraph helps us more. Atish, can we continue reading?
Yeah. Yes. Dissociative meditation paves way for associative. Associative meditation is concerned with objects that are, so to say, selected from the land of light, and dissociative meditation is concerned with objects that are parts of the land of shadows. The world of illusions like the world of shadows, has bewildering charm of its own. If a person is to succeed in getting out of the world of illusions and arrive at the truth, he must develop resistance to the enticements of the world of illusions by repeated recognition of the real worthlessness, just as a person must develop discontent with the world of shadows if he is to come into the light. Therefore, dissociative meditation is a preliminary to associative meditation. It comes first and has its own value, but it is meant merely to pave the way for associative meditation.
I think this is a lot more clearer now, right? So basically, if you see this, associative meditation is concerned with objects that are, so to say, selected from the land of light. So that's the truth that we are going towards. Disassociative meditation is concerned with objects that are parts of the land of shadows. So from the illusion, you go towards the light, right? So from the shadow, you go to the light. From the unknown, you go to the known. That's the process of discovery. That's the process of learning. So even in the meditation, we start with disassociative form of meditation. That comes first, like the highlighted portion. Therefore, disassociative meditation is a preliminary to associative meditation. It comes first and has its own value, but it's merely to pave the way for associative meditation. Let's continue.
Yeah.
Jai Baba, yeah, just wanted to comment here.
Sure.
Yes, earlier you mentioned about neti. That's correct. So when you're starting with meditation, you're starting with the neti principle. I'm not this. I'm not the body, as you said, the gross, subtle, mental body. Because initially we are so attached to our body in terms of our desires, gross, subtle, and mental, because of sanskaras. Only after going through that experience and realizing that these desires are not fulfilling and they are temporary, you come to the understanding that I am not this body, which means I am not the five physical senses: touch, taste, sound, smell, sight. And then in the mental body, we know the domain of thoughts and domain of feelings. So one has to go through this process, which is what it says, that dissociative meditation is a process of elimination of those factors that prevent the life of the spirit. So once we go through these gross, subtle, and mental sanskaras, we are basically realizing by experiencing all these sanskaras that they are temporary and they are not the life of the spirit. Then what happens? Then you're asking yourself, what is it that I want to do? I think that is where the help of a perfect master helps. Why do they keep emphasizing that we need a mentor or a guru? Is that once you are with a mentor, like the life coach guru, who is already self-realized, he knows exactly your sanskaric makeup and accordingly give you the type of meditation that will relate to your unique sanskaric bank. So that is why associative meditation is a process of assimilation of the essentials of spiritual life. Now, what are the essentials of spiritual life? That is only by associating yourself with a teacher that you are able to understand that. But before going into associative meditation, first you have to eliminate all those things that are uh, contradictory to spiritual life. That is, you are focused on the body. So that is why I think we are all told to, kind of what do you call ROD, renunciation of desires. So anyway, that's about it. Thanks, Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Yeah, and
So
I think on a spiritual path, it need not be either or. It will always be a combination of both. You will be required to do certain things and not do certain things. If you see from action perspective. So, yeah, Baba.
yeah, let's
Same way in meditation.
correct. I think there's one more paragraph on associative meditation. So let's finish that and then we will probably get a full understanding.
Associative meditation, most fruitful. Associative meditation and dissociative meditation are both necessary in their own way. But eventually, associative meditation turns out to be far more fruitful and important than dissociative meditation. If a person is surrounded by shadows, it does not help very much to be continuously upset about them. If his only interest is being cross with the shadows, there will be no end to his worries. But if instead of fretting and fuming about the engulfing shadows, he sets himself to the more important task of bringing himself under the full blaze of the sun, he will discover that all the shadows have disappeared. What really matters is not aimless discontent with existing limitation, but directive effort towards the established ideal. As long as the person is turned toward the sun and is trying to walk into the light, the shadows that encircle him cannot be serious handicaps to his
Emancipation.
emancipation. In the same way, the aspirant need not worry too much about his failings as long as his heart is firmly set upon uniting with his spiritual ideal. His failings will all have vanished into nothing less when his pilgrimage ends. Analogy of food. Associative meditation is to the spirit what the assimilation of food is to the body. The body can make up for its deficiencies by assimilating the right sort of food. Similarly, the mind can secure its health by the assimilation of spiritual truths through meditation. It is necessary to strike a balance between the different forms of associative meditation, even though in their own way they are all good, just as it is necessary to balance one's diet, even when one is satisfied as to the nutritive value of the different components of the diet. Disproportionate development of mental life hampers advancement because of the internal fracturing that accompanies it, while happy combinations of the different forms of meditation facilitate rapid progress because they secure a harmonized and balanced mind. The right combinations are those that promote and advancing equilibrium by emphasizing just those aspects of the truth that are relevant to removing the special obstacle the aspirant is faced with at the moment.
I think Karthik,
Next
you're
topic.
clarified now.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very clear here. Yeah.
Very, very clear as to what it is. Yeah. I hope
Extension
that's the
of
same for everybody.
Yes, exactly. You're right.
Yeah, go ahead.
extension of diet analogy. The analogy of diet can extended even to the second type, dissociative meditation, which consists in avoiding and eliminating things that are anti-spiritual. As faulty diet can upset physical health, faulty types of meditation can throw the mind into disorder. As the wrong type of food can ruin health instead of nourishing it. Instinctive meditation on the objects of craving creates further fetters for the mind instead of breaking those that already exist. Therefore, it is as important to avoid the wrong type of meditation as it is to avoid the wrong type of food. Further, just as good health requires constant elimination of waste products and poisonous substances, spiritual health requires the expulsion of understandable thoughts and emotions.
Undesirable thoughts and emotions.
Yeah, undesirable thoughts and emotions. Next topic is second principle. Thus far,
So now I think if I just pause and reconfirm what Praveen interjected on. So now I think it's very clear. What, associative, disassociative. We start with disassociative. You go towards associative, and you cannot avoid doing the disassociative because that's the way to start the journey. End goal is closer towards associative. And it's the analogy of food is a very, very good one, right? So that clearly tells you how to read this.
Most important point, Karthik, is striking the balance between associative and dissociative, which again comes
Correct.
with the grace of master. Baba will help on that.
Yes. Okay, second principle. By the way, Nomita, now that we've taken a pause, I would suggest that we do the meditation after we have done all the parts, right? So we are still learning the parts, we are reading the parts, we'll go through the whole thing, and in the last session, wherever we are doing the 8th part, there are 8 parts to this, we are in part 2. I suggest we do a 15-20 minute guided meditation like we did the last time, if you think
Jai Baba.
that's
Yes,
better.
sure. Sure. No problem.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
agree. I agree.
Yeah. अभी हम LKG में हैं, पहुंचेंगे तो उसके बाद करेंगे.
Okay.
ठीक है.
Okay. Jai Baba.
जय बाबा. Second principle. Ashish.
yeah. Second principle. Thus far, the explanations have differentiated the two types of meditation that may be observed from the standpoint of the first principle. The function meditation performs in spiritual advancement. It is equally illuminating to understand the principle by which the process of meditation is differentiated by considering the nature of the part of the personality that is predominantly brought into play during the process. The application of this second principle results in 3 distinct types of meditation. Next subtopic is discriminative meditation and meditations of heart and action. In the first type of meditation, the intellect is predominantly brought into play. It might be called discriminative meditation. In the second type, the heart is predominantly brought into play. It might be called the meditation of the heart. In the third type, the active nature of man is predominantly brought into play. It might be called the meditation of action. Discriminative meditation is represented by intellectual assertion of formula like I am not my body but the infinite. The meditation of heart is represented by a steady and unhampered flow of love from aspirant to divine beloved. The meditation of action is represented by an unreserved dedication of one's life to the selfless service of a perfect master or of humanity. Of these 3 types, the meditation of the heart is the highest and most important. But other 2 types also have their own value and cannot be neglected without serious detriment to the spiritual progress of the aspirant.
So this is going back to the 3 principles, right? So the 3 principles are function, meditation, performs, and spiritual advancement. I think this whole thing is crying for a visualization. We have to create slides for this. If somebody has the time this week, please do it. One is this section, the first one. Under spiritual advancement, you have 2, disassociative and associative. Now we are taking the second one, which is the part of the personality that is predominantly brought into play during the process of meditation. In that, now there are 3. Now, all of you might have seen the correlation between the 3 and the 3 margas in Vedanta, right? So, bhakti, jnana, bhakti, and karma, right? So that's a clear analogy that's coming. So what happens is what aspect of what's the exact word? What part of the mind, he says. What part of personality that is predominantly brought into play. So if you bring in the intellect, it is the first one. If you bring in the heart, it is the second one. And the third one is when you bring in the action, which is service. Now, again, he underlines that the heart dominates. The heart is the bhakti principle is more important. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are we? Second principle, discriminative.
This we
Yeah.
read, I think.
Yeah, we read. Yeah, now this is the one. Types of meditation
Types
supplement
of
each other.
meditations supplement each other. The different types of meditation must not be looked upon as being entirely exclusive of each other. They can proceed in all sorts of combinations. Sometimes one type of meditation inevitably leads to another type, and the progress in one of the meditation is often held up until there is corresponding progress in the others. All the different type of meditations are valuable for securing the spiritual advancement of the aspirant. Always make up for mutual deficiencies and supplement each other. Next subtopic is one type of meditation may interfere with another. One type of meditation may also interfere seriously with the progress of another type if it is restored to an
It is resorted to.
is resorted to an inopportune moment. The different types of genuine meditation all dwell upon aspects of life that are equally true, but depending upon the mental state of the individual, the assimilation of certain truth of life is often more urgently necessary than the assimilation of some other truths of life. Therefore, a master never prescribes the same form of meditation to all, but gives specific instructions according to the individual needs of the aspirant. Needs for instructions from master. The types of meditation necessary in a particular situation often cannot be correctly ascertained by the aspirant for himself. The aspirant can get addicted to one type of meditation so exclusively that he finds it difficult to get out of the groove that has been cut into his mind by the type he has been practicing. He fails to see the importance of any other type of meditation and is not drawn to it. Of course, the aspirant himself may come to feel his own deficiency along a particular line. But just as many medicines are disagreeable to the patient, the types of meditation that are really indicated in a specific situation often seem distasteful
Distasteful.
distasteful to the aspirant, and he is disciplined to take to them.
Disinclined. He's
Sorry,
disinclined to take to them. Yeah.
disinclined to take to them. The help and advice of a master are dispensable on this point.
Are
The insight
indispensable on this point. So without the master telling you, you will make mistakes by taking, by avoiding types of meditation that you don't
meditation.
relate to. Yeah.
The insight that the master has into the deeper and real spiritual needs of the aspirant is infinitely greater than the insight of the aspirant can hope to have into himself. Specific instructions from the master supply the necessary corrective for the neglected aspects of personality. Next topic is true value of meditation pursued only in its practice. Although the aspirant may start with an initial aversion to the type of meditation he needs, he becomes interested in it when he sees its real value and purpose. He can come to appreciate the real value and purpose of a particular type of meditation only when he has tried it. It is not possible to discover the value and possibilities of any type of meditation by purely theoretical speculation about the mode of meditation. Such purely the theoretical guesswork may have some superficial results, but it fails to fathom the real unity of meditation. Like many other things of spiritual importance, meditation yields its full significance after the person has gotten into it and not when he's trying to understand it by
Envisaging it from outside.
envisaging it from outside. Next topic, determination necessary for success in meditation. In order to have real success in any mode of meditation, the aspirant must launch upon it with the determination to explore all its possibilities. He must not start with any limiting reservations and should be prepared to encounter unexpected states of consciousness. He should be willing to go where that line of meditation leads him without making any rigid demand based on preformed expectations. The very essence of meditation is one pointedness and exclusion of all other considerations, even when these considerations happen to be enticing. Next subtopic, if supervision of master is indispensable. However, however, if the aspirant takes to any type of meditation on his own initiative and without having the benefit of the guidance and the supervision of master, he may get into it so far that he loses perspective and is unable to recover himself. It may be impossible for him to change over to some other complementary mode of meditation even when it is absolutely necessary. This risk is avoided if the aspirant has taken to a line of meditation on the orders of his master. When he is under guidance and supervision of a master, the master not only can ask the aspirant to halt at the right time, but also can actually help him get out of the grooves cut by his previous meditation.
So the point here is, what should we do? Should we meditate?
We have our
or
own master, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is helping us.
No. There is no practice. I mean, direct thing available. Of course, he will guide us to the right path. If we do it with that faith, yes. But individually, we don't know what is right for us. You have to just
No,
begin somewhere
So-
and hope that you will
So
be
let's
carried.
zoom out. I'll respond to both you and Praveen, right? Let's zoom out for a minute. Overall, if you look at Baba has not given too much importance to meditation overall. He has done meditation workshops, rather focused meditation requests to his mandali at various times, but his focus was not so much on meditation compared to the other parts. Now let's zoom into where we are. We are now reading discourses where 8 parts are dedicated by Baba to meditation, right? And we are in part 2. Now, I would say that understanding all of these parts very, very clearly, seeing and making our inference based on our suitability in the absence of physical access to Baba, using our intuition, asking the questions and taking the right choices for meditation is what we have. I don't think we have anything more to answer or rather respond to both you and Praveen together. Does that make sense?
that's perfect. Exactly. That is what I was. In fact, I was also trying to make the same thing. Actually, he will give you the right suggestions, and he will make you. He will also let you make the real mistakes, and let you know that, see, this is the mistake you should not do. So it's a process of it's a process with Baba. The learning, it's a learning curve kind of thing. He will give you the real learning, and he will let you make the real mistakes. And immediately when you do the mistake, he will let you know that this is the mistake I don't want you to do. So please learn from it.
Correct.
So,
So
but we should have that conviction.
yeah, yeah. So we have to be open in our mind. We are starting somewhere.
Yes.
Whatever we feel right, and please guide us and bring it to the right path. You start with the Pagdandi, which is going towards a highway. We don't know where we are
Correct.
going, and he holds your hands and bring you to the highway. Yeah, that way. Beautiful.
Like
Better.
in all aspects of life.
Yeah,
No, no,
and
like in all aspects of life.
ready to change the way you
And
are
that's
doing it with an open mind. Not get fixed by any method. Yeah.
correct.
Jai Baba,
Like in all aspects of
I-
life. Meditation is only one aspect of spiritual path, right? So in all aspects, surrender to him and ask him on what is exactly suitable to your sanskaric makeup. We are running out
Kama
of
is saying
time, but we
something.
have 2 minutes of reading. Kama's comment before that.
Yeah, Jai Baba, based on my own experience about meditation, in Hatha Yoga, I've done pranayama, then Kriya Yoga, you do Kundalini, and then Vipassana practice, which is basically what I feel is the closest form to the way to remember Baba. See, ultimately, what is the goal? Is to remember Baba as much as possible all the time. But to reach that state, theoretically, we understand it, but to reach that state, it requires many different kinds of approaches because each one is unique. And in one of the chapters in meditation, you will come across the fact that different strokes for different folks, one thing, number one. Number two is the meditation techniques will also change based on the degree of consciousness of the individual. So, right now, yes, we are trying to collect the information. What is the right process? What are the different aspects to all this? But the ultimate goal is all these meditation techniques. See, we have to remember that for me, meditation is self awareness every waking moment and self abidance. That is the ultimate goal, which is what I have understood. That you're able to when you talk about the self, it is Baba, our own innermost loving self, boils, right? The impersonal form of God is your own realized self, which is what is in the seven realities that we have read. How does God manifest? In seven different ways, right? One is existence, one is love, one is self, one is truth, infinity, and then I call it being and awareness. So these are different aspects. And I will tell you one very interesting story about Papaji from Lucknow. He was a Ramana Maharshi follower, but before he became a Ramana Maharshi,
Come. There's also an illustrated story that we need to finish before we
okay,
wrap up
go
the
ahead, go
reading,
ahead.
and we're
Okay,
already out
fine.
of time. Yeah. So we'll
All
come
right.
back to that if you don't mind some other time. But your
Yeah.
points well received. Thank you so much. Ashish, just 2 paras more.
Yeah. Let's finish this one.
Yes.
Illustrative
Thank you.
story. In this connection, there is an illustrative story of a man who was highly intelligent and who wanted to know from personal experience what it felt like to be suffocated by hanging. He was not content merely with imagining what it would be like, but wanted to experience it himself. So he asked a friend to help him perform the experiment. He said that he would be hung by a rope and would signal to his friend when the feelings of suffocation reached the danger limit. He further asked his friend not to relieve him from the gallows before he received the intended signal. His friend agreed to all this, and the man was hung by tying a rope around his own neck. But when he suffocated, he became unconscious and therefore could not give his friend the promised signal. The friend, however, was wise, and finding that the suffocation of man had really reached the danger point, he went beyond the limits of his agreement and relieved the man just in time to save his life. The man was saved not through his own thoughtfulness and precautions, but through the wise discretion of his friend. In the same way, it is safer for the aspirant to rely upon the master than upon any provisions of his own making.
Very, very beautiful example. Please think about this example very deeply. The guy said, "Don't lift me out till I tell you." But the friend didn't hear that, didn't heed that, or didn't obey that. he went beyond that and saved his life. So in the same way, master is very, very critical. Yeah.
Karthik, I think
He's your
a small
closest
twist
friend.
to what
Yeah.
you said.
Yeah.
Like it's true, the friend abided to him, but used his intelligence also, went to stop his obedience.
Correct. He gave up on obedience using intelligence.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we should take as the moral or the absorption from this. Yeah. Anyway, we went a little over time, but it was very interesting. And I hope it was useful for us to understand this complex topic for some of us like me, meditation. We've done 2 parts. We'll continue in the next session with part 3. Yeah.
Karthik,
Thank you
quick
so much.
comment here, a very quick
Sure.
comment. So one thing we
Sure.
need to actually look at in a global way is these discourses that Meher Baba has dictated. It's from the time that he dropped his body till next 700 years for him to come back again as an avatar. So this is to feed many thirsty mind, curious mind, and so forth, and many seekers who come to him and so forth. Some may be applicable to us and where we are with him and the depth of our relationship with him, and some may not. But one thing we need to consider, and that's what Don Stevens used to tell us. During his manifestation, which is 100 years after he dropped his body, he's infinitely active. Most Mandali talked about it. He is very active. He's the one who comes after us. We're not going after him. He's doing most of the work. Now, after 100 years of manifestation, and this is what Don Stephen was saying, then said he's kind of getting tired. He's going to get tired and he's going to rest a little bit. How long? We don't know, but he's going to take some rest. During that time, it is very important for us to do the meditation in a way to knocking at his door and ask him to open the door. So this particular timing that we're in, these are the golden times. If we do meditation, perfect. If we don't do meditation, perfect. Baba is doing all work anyway. All he says is remember me. What's that? He's doing all the work. So just it's important to know when and how to meditate. That's something to remember for next week. Jai Baba.
Yeah, you're giving me hope. I'm not a great meditator. Thank you. So anyway, on that note, let's wrap up and enjoy the coming week ahead. May it be filled with Baba with all that you desire to achieve. And let's connect back in the next weekend, Saturday. Avatar
Thank you.
Meher Baba ki jai.
Jai Baba. Avatar Meher Baba ki
Jai
jai.
Baba ki